everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Person Behind the Pen. Except this is another very special one. This is the book launch party for the anthology Between Bells Lessons Learned Beyond the Books. I am so excited to introduce you to some of the co authors today. They range in ages from 13 to 17, and this is the 10th anthology being published by Guiding Brilliant Writers. I'm blessed, very blessed, to have pivoted out of a project manager position in the skill trades, transitioning into publishing. I have this incredible opportunity to help people find their voices, own them, magnify them, share stories that will no doubt leave an imprint long after they're gone. And in this case, these kids are young. I mean, they have their whole futures ahead of them, and you are going to be blown away by these stories. This book is more than just other students. This is a book for parents. This is a book for teachers. This is a book for godparents and aunties and uncles who want to have a better understanding and better relationship with the teenagers in their life. So, before I start bringing everyone up, I want to give a very special shout out to Leslie Flowers. She is my 30-year Gold Standard line editor, a very dear friend, multiple time author in her own right, and co author with Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing. She is backstage manning the controls because, oh my goodness, is it difficult to do when you're managing multiple people. So, what is coming up for Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing? We'll run through this really quick. The 11th anthology publishes in September, and that is titled Men, Money, and Mental Health. And the kickoff was this past weekend. We're very excited for that. And we do have another book launch next Tuesday. Please tune in, same day, same time, to celebrate Dr. Steve Hudgens on the third book in the series of the Mosaic Family series. So, wow. Okay, let's get started because there's a lot of people out there. I know that I usually go and share a lot more than this. But before we do, a quick hello to Stephen Eng. Thanks so much for being here. Stephen's my neighbor in Trinidad. Wow, Trinidad's where I'm from. In New York, I apologize. William Rochelle, call me Bill. He just published a book as well. So go check his profile out and see what book he's published and get a copy. Christy D, Meryl, Jackie. Oh my goodness, so many of my friends are already showing up here. I want to say a big thank you to everyone for coming out to support these young people. They are our next generation of writers. They are our next generation of thinkers and leaders. And we need to encourage them at this age to start really stepping into their identities and owning their voices. So with that, please help me welcome to the stage none other than Dr. Tanya Farran with 30 years in education as currently a middle school principal, formerly an elementary and high school principal. She was the perfect candidate to write the foreword for this book. Oh my goodness. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I am tired and excited. You know, because you've launched so many books yourself, that excited tiredness that comes with a launch day and all the things that you have to do and all the things you have to track. And so that's where I am. And how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We're on summer break. I still work in the summer, but there's no kids and no teachers, so it's a little quieter. But I'm doing well, and it's exciting for you when you have a new idea or a new project that you're working on. It's exciting, it's exhausting, it's thrilling, and then and then it comes to fruition, and then you're proud. It's so amazing.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
this is months in the making too. Um, when I was first approached about it, and the conceptualization of everything from the title to the cover. This beautiful cover was illustrated by Logan Wang. He is one of the students who wrote in this book. So, this book carries so much more than just the stories, but the dreams and visions of these kids. So, I brought you on because I really, you brought this forward. And what were your thoughts when you were reading these stories? Because I was like, they're all over the place. I mean, they're like everyone was a different topic, and they were all related to what does happen between the bells. And I'm like, I wish I had a book like this to read when I was a teenager. Maybe I wouldn't have felt so
Absolutely.
lost about certain things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I loved reading all of the stories, the sections in the book that the kids had. What I want to say is I'm not surprised at the range of creativity. And that's what I want to really express to people. The range of creativity, they had freedom to write their own experiences, whether they be fiction or nonfiction. They were able to really express themselves in this book. And I love that. You could definitely hear the tone of a high school student with the writing. And so that was perfect as well. And it just, I love working with kids. I love hearing stories from kids and reading their writing. And so it was really fun for me. Like I was excited that you asked me to do this and, enjoyed reading all of the stories.
I'm very grateful to you for saying yes. I have so much going on that sometimes I'm like, flying by the seat of my pants. And I didn't give her a ton of notice, mind you. And she totally stepped up to the plate. Like so many of my friends in the audience are here that do, that just, they come to every launch party. They support all the books that are published by this company. And they continue to follow the co authors and support their journeys. And many of them in the audience are parents themselves, even if they're some of them are grandparents. And I've been getting wonderful feedback on what I have shared so far. So could you like maybe give the audience two things that you would say, or a parent would walk away with reading this book, and an educator would walk away with reading this book?
Yeah, absolutely. When Nick had asked me to do the forward on this book, she really didn't give me a background on it because I just wanted to form. And so, yeah. So I'm glad that she didn't because I was able to really read into the stories. I didn't know the kids. I hadn't met the kids, so that was really nice too. I have very unbiased, going into this. And I would say for educators, the kids were very honest. The ones that, whether they were telling their own story or they were telling a story that they've heard, they were very open and honest about some of the things that they felt as being a high school student, some of the anxieties, some of the stressors that they have, with grades or for perfectionism, things like that. And I think that parents don't always hear their kids say that. And when they do say that, they're not always listening. They're thinking, oh, they're just saying this one time. Kids inside really do feel that sometimes they cannot do the work well enough, or that they're not performing to a level that is expected for, whether it be by their parents or their peers. And so there's a lot of social pressure. So I would say for teachers and for parents, it would be important for you to read those things. Now, on the flip side of that, because a lot of our kids do have anxiety and depression, but on the flip side of the level of creativity also from these kids, were just, again, that broad spectrum. We had some stories of where they're bringing in characters, they're bringing in fictional characters, they're bringing in technological pieces that we couldn't even dream to write about.
Right.
Two AI bots falling in love? Really? How clever. And so I just think that as a parent, sometimes we don't give our kids enough credit. And as a teacher, we don't give them enough freedom to go beyond that little box that we put them in. So I would say those would be my two messages.
Fantastic shares. I know that it's what I hope for the book. I know it's what the original visionary, and I don't know she'd be with us, but her son is coming up first. It's meant to be an eye-opening, handshake type of community educational book. It's meant to be able to have all parties see it from the other party's point of view. And when we can do that, we really and truly only make things better for everyone as a community moving forward. Um, I too anyway, I don't want to say anymore because I couldn't stop reading when I started reading because I was so excited and every story that I
Same.
opened up is, right? So thank you so much.
You're
On
welcome.
behalf of Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing, something is in the mail to you. We want to say thank you
Oh,
for your time,
thank
for
you.
your energy, and for lending your expertise to us. So have an absolutely wonderful evening. I'm going to go bring you backstage.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Have a great night. And congrats. Congratulations.
Isn't she just wonderful? I want to say thank you to my friends in the audience. I'm already seeing people saying that they just purchased the book. Thank you so much. Purchasing this book is witnessing the journey of these kids thus far, and they have so much further to go in life. This is your opportunity to encourage them to continue writing, to continue communicating their feelings, and to also, I want to say, encourage them to take that first step toward bridging the gap with perhaps a teacher or another student. Okay, so wonderful. Leslie says the QR code is working. She tested it, and thank you. Yes, the QR code is right above me. You can scan that as well to get a copy of the book. Okay, so with that, I am going to bring on Lonnie. Lonnie's mom is Echo, and she's the one that spearheaded the project with me. She isn't here today, but incidentally, he has what could have been number 10 was his title. And it's funny because this is a 10th anthology. Lonnie, welcome to the stage. Hello, young man. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Are you excited to be here?
Yes, definitely.
Does this feel weird in any way?
A bit. Yeah, I've never really been like on anything like this before. This is my first experience.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. You are in a wonderful setting. My community is very warm, very welcoming. First off, congratulations. It was an absolute pleasure working with you throughout the process. Um, there is nothing like working with young people that adhere to deadlines, sticklers for getting it done. And this is certainly my experience with everyone here. So, I mean, in a couple of you know, short sentences. Why don't you tell me how you're feeling? Like, are you feeling today I'm a published writer? Like, has it sunk in? Is it like, yeah, I knew this was coming? Like,
Yeah, I feel kind of like happy that I've gone to done this, and I feel kind of proud of what I've written. Like looking back, it was definitely very challenging, like getting my words out on the paper. But now that I finished it, I can look back and I say, "Wow, I wrote that." And
right, you did write that and you did a wonderful job. So, I have a couple of quick questions. I want to give the audience an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better as well. Tell me, what do you enjoy doing outside of school? Because I know robotics is one of them. Well, that's actually in school, right?
yeah, so robotics is definitely one of my passions, and I also enjoy gaming a lot and programming. Those are definitely two of my like, top passions, and I also really enjoy music. I play the violin and the piano, and yeah, those are some of my passions.
Music, that's wonderful. And you know what? One of your co-authors actually is a violinist, and she wrote in the book there as well, because I know you're going to read each other's stories. So fantastic. So I know writing can be very vulnerable. Like you said, that it was difficult to get your words onto paper and trust this process. But what about the part that was challenging, sharing your story, and what do you think gave you the courage to continue with the project?
I think the most challenging part was probably finding the right words and the right way to describe my experience, because my chapter was like an experience that I had during a robotics meet, and I think it was pretty challenging just finding a way for the reader to kind of get those same experiences the way I felt them at that time. And I think like um, the I got the courage to kind of get the words on paper by just thinking about, look, this is how I felt, right? It doesn't really matter how I describe it as long as I get it out there.
Yes. And you know what? People will read it and understand it the way you wrote it. You know, there is this misconception that you have to be perfectly penmanship in order to write. That's not the way most of us think. Most of us think in everyday terms here, and you did a beautiful job. I mean, because I remember telling you specifically, I don't know a lot of robotics. Um, so can you like? And I went to look because you can score goals. You could go to park your robot. Your robot could be out of bounds. There was so much stuff that I learned, and I think one of the almost sad parts about this to me is my son was in robotics and I didn't know much about it. And it made me reflect that, well, I hope that when kids read your story, I know they're going to get one thing out of this very strongly, which is what it is like to compete, what it is like to believe you're ahead of the game and realize you're not as ahead as you are, and how do you gracefully accept that there's winning and defeat, right? um, Powerful message in your story. There is one question out there that I'd like to share with you. Someone is asking. Most students in high school are glued to their phones and social media. How do you manage that? Are you a young man that's glued to your phone and social media?
Sometimes I can be like in the middle of the night, I'm just scrolling my phone. So one way I've tried to manage that is actually through parental controls. Like I set something on YouTube which limits how much I can scroll on shorts for people who know what that is. It's basically just TikTok, and I've just limited myself how much I can with like a hard limit. And outside of that, I just try to be like more active and more present in the real world, talking to my friends and like getting things done.
What an incredible level of self-awareness at your age, young man. I mean, honestly, some parents don't even know how to handle parental controls, and it can become, like you say, doom scrolling. It sucks up so much of your time, and I'm really glad that you're making an effort to socialize more in person than this is important, because I wouldn't be here running a business. I would not have met you virtually. So thank you, congratulations again. I know this book is going to go wonderfully, and best of luck to you in all of your future endeavors. But most of all, really celebrate this moment and enjoy your summer. Thank you, Lani.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys cannot tell me that was not exceptional. When I have been raving on social media about this book and the stories, it is always about the person behind the pen. And when you get the opportunity to meet them, the connection is that much deeper when you read their story. So please go ahead and scan that QR code, get a copy of the book. Make sure that you go back to Amazon and review the book. Did you know that you are actually able to upload photos and video with your review? That goes a very long way. You can even review it for the students on social media and share the link to get the book. So, Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing always, always, always gives out a gift or two whenever we do a book launch. So the kids have a little something special coming to them, but that's a surprise. So we're not going to share that. In terms of the audience that always shows up to support Guiding Brilliant Writers Publishing, I have this to you. If you purchase a copy of the book, whether it's a Kindle or a paperback, I would like you to please DM me your receipt. I'm going to put you all into a raffle, and the winner can select a young adult to write in the next volume of this book, which will be coming out next year. They will have a complimentary chapter in that, and that is quite a value. So, again, go ahead and send those DMs of the receipts to me. Let's put you in a raffle and let's keep this interview moving on. Next up, we have Selena. Selena is here with her mom, Jessica. And I'm very excited to bring on an author with their parents. So please welcome to the stage Selena and Jessica. Oops, I'm sorry. Did I lose her back there? Oh, sorry about that. I guess Leslie was putting you on. Hi, how are you both?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome, welcome, and congratulations to you, Selena and Jessica. Thank you so much, not just for helping Selena along in this journey and to be able to embrace this opportunity, but to be here today live on stage with her own launch day to support her in this way as well. Absolutely incredible. So I guess we will start with Selena. Selena, tell me, how are you feeling today? Like, you knew this was coming. I mean, and it's been months, right? So did you feel like is this really happening?
Like, honestly, no. I feel like it hasn't set in that like this book is out there for other people to see. Like, even though like I knew like me and the other like co-authors, we've all been like working on our pieces, but it definitely just hasn't set in yet that like it's published and it's out there.
Oh, it is going to. Trust me, when you get this book in your hands and you feel it and you see it and you open it and you see, okay, let's see, here we are. Oh, you are chapter one, the closest thing to flying. And so when you go and you open this up and you see, oh, these cameras are so annoying sometimes. I can't get the book in. But anyway, when you do and you see, your title, your name, and you're gonna feel like, wow, it's an incredible feeling. And this is just the beginning. It's really and truly just the beginning of a great journey. So I have a question for your mom. I have to
Of
say,
course.
I'm a little bit blind. All right, so my goodness gracious. Let me just get the question up here. So this is an interesting question. Um, as a parent, what has it meant to watch your child become a published author? And what moment during this journey made you the most proud?
I think watching Selena become a published author has been one of the greatest joys of parenthood. Selena has always been a quiet child. She doesn't wear her emotions on her sleeves. But writing becomes a place where her thoughts and her observations came alive. So seeing her name in print is just so exciting. Um, but I think what fills me with the most pride is knowing that she had the courage to share a piece of herself with the world. And to the second question, I think the moment that touches me most, um, of course, now it's so exciting. But when I think back, I think it was the moment that I read her complete story for the first time. I realized at that time how deeply she thinks and how carefully she observes people around you, the life around her, and how honestly she reflects that on her own experience. So I saw mature. I saw how wise she, all that surprised me, and I just feel incredibly grateful that writing has given her a voice that she sometimes struggle to express aloud.
Amazing. Amazing. I enjoyed her chapter very much as well. And there is an otherworldliness to her thinking. Uh, she is. I'm saying that she's right there. Um, it's almost as if the closest thing to flying. I see her as not just being here an observer, but somebody up here that's also observing his way.
Yeah, I agree.
I felt that deeply in her chapter. Um, Selena, was there any part of this story that was, you know, challenging for you to get out because you felt it was getting too close to to really, really showing deeply who you are inside, that it was making you feel too vulnerable?
I think definitely a little bit. I mean, at first, I was kind of scared to kind of show what I was thinking in the way that other people might think that it's like too different or too radical, or whatever other opinions they may have. So I kind of kept that in mind while I wrote. But that I'm actually glad that I got to publish it because I think it sheds some like important light on so my chapter is about like kind of like school stress and the school curriculum. And so I'm glad that like I was able to shed some light on that. And like definitely it was also vulnerable because I tried to make it relatable by including like parts of my childhood and like some personal things about myself and my experience from school. But yeah, I'm still kind of in shock that like it's out there.
You know what? You did a beautiful job. And so, what is one of the messages, because there are so many in your chapter, that you want a student reading this to walk away with? And what is one message you want a parent to walk away with?
I think for my peers who read it, I want them to walk away knowing that they should completely realize that the high school stress, the high school curriculum, and the high school experience is completely normal. It's normal to be feeling like academic pressures to take the right path in life. But that's also okay to have fun and be creative because ultimately that is what makes us stand apart from like the current rise of technology and AI. Um, so kind of just to take away to be themselves and be who they truly are. And I hope that for any parents reading this, um, they can recognize the things that students are going through in their lives and take into consideration that grades and achieving the right path, whichever way they see best fit, may not always fit the student, and that they should let their child or their student be able to express themselves freely as well.
Wonderful messages. Thank you so very much for being here, for sharing, for saying yes to this opportunity. Jessica, what would
Yes.
you say to another parent out there to encourage them to have their child explore their writing abilities and opportunities such as this?
Yeah, like I mentioned, Selena is usually quiet, but now she teaches me that quiet doesn't mean empty, right? Now I realize how rich and thoughtful her inner world is. So I want to tell other parents, you have to encourage your kid to find their way to express themselves, right? We shouldn't just rely on what they tell us. They have an inner world that they need to explore and they need to let it out. That's a beautiful thing for them. That's how they grow. That's how they find themselves. I do hope that they can enjoy this process, that they understand themselves better and continue growing. Um, uh, and I just want to say that watching Selena gain the confidence through writing has been a a beautiful reminder that every child has their own way of finding their voice. So, parents should encourage that.
Very, very well said. This is certainly an opportunity, as you said, for parents to get to know their children better, right? And what they're thinking and what they're capable of. Um, and so, thank you as a parent for being here to support her, and to support other parents in the idea of, you know, thinking that this is a possibility for them. So, again, I look forward to following Selena on this journey. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be the last time she's going to write. I just have a feeling. Um, and I'm going to bring you both backstage. And is there anything you would like to add before I bring you back?
I just want to thank you, Nick, for believing in these young authors and, by creating a platform where their voices can be heard. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you for trusting me to do
Yes.
so.
Thank you so much for all your hard work. Like genuinely, like it might be like us authors who like took these pieces from like ourselves, but it's Nick who like brought it all together, and she was the one who helped us like edit and comment. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And just remember, the stories no people, no people, no books. It starts with the people. So it's you who said yes. I couldn't do this part if you didn't say yes first, right? So remember to give yourself the biggest thank you and the biggest round of applause out of everybody that's involved. All right. I'm going to bring you backstage and I will talk to you both very soon.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
There is no way that you guys are not enjoying this as much as I am. I am moved by the kids, moved by the parents, moved by what this can do just for our future generations. This is a book that needs to be passed down. Kids will always be in school, they will always be being educated, we will always be parents. This just goes on and on, and these stories, these challenges won't change. So I big thank you to Yvette. I see you just purchased the book. I know Jackie did too. I want to say hi to Jason and Felipe, Ariel for being here. Again, so many people are popping in, and I know, oh, Trini, Lisa Savick in the house. I know that you guys are all here, not just supporting guiding brilliant writers. That is wonderful, but you are here supporting these young voices, and that means more than anything else you'll purchase and the royalties that get shared with these kids. This is their witnessing from you of their courage to step up and do this and to use their imaginations and their creativity in their writing to express their real life stories. Okay, so next we are going to bring up Caitlin. I'm very excited to have Caitlin join us as well. She isn't here with her parents, and the reason I'm sharing that is because parents and kids were invited to be here together. Um, anyway, let me just bring up Caitlin because her story was called Notes from a Wallflower, and this is one that I felt that I really needed to share with my husband, and I did. So anyway, let me bring her on up. Hello.
Thank you so much. Hi,
Hi, and how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Miss Nick?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is one of the parts of this project that I was tickled pink about. I know it's a form of respect that you guys call me Miss Nick, but I was like, oh, I know Yvette and Dr. Tanya feel a little bit there. Miss so and so. I was like, do they think I'm a teacher? I'm not young enough to be MISS, that's for sure. I'm MRS. But oh, anyway, that was something I got experience through you guys that I had never done before. But don't make this about me. It's congratulations to you. So, how are you feeling? Like, did you think this day was gonna come? You're like, oh, this project is never going to end. Like, how do you feel today?
I feel really, really happy and surprised. Not because I wasn't like expecting this, but more like this has never really happened to me before where I got to kind of publish a story about myself. So this experience is just really really wonderful, and I'm so grateful for this.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. Was there a part of your story in particular that, I mean, I can't give away a chapter, but it's called Notes from a Wallflower.
Mhm.
And, when I think about that we all have different personalities. And sometimes being in social settings, and school is a social setting that you're
Yes.
forced to go to,
Mhm.
um, may not come naturally to everyone of us easily. And my husband's a very quiet person. Um, and even now he is, right? And I saw, wow, what does it really take, especially when you're constantly being encouraged to take this step because the people around you love you and they know it's going to be beneficial to you. But doing that doesn't necessarily mean, or knowing that doesn't necessarily mean that you can push yourself over that a barrier, and it is a barrier.
Mhm.
So, I mean, did you have any concerns at all when you were writing, that, not repercussions, not a word like repercussions, but
Mhm.
um, that people might be surprised by what you shared, or um, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was something that I really needed to get out and really wanted to tell the world, because there are a lot of kids, such as myself, who spend their time by themselves and they're quiet, but not because they don't want to socialize, but because it's just like, it's a really frightening experience to put yourself out there, to speak, and to kind of socialize with other people, even though we want to. So it's just something that I really wanted to get out into the world and something that I wanted to share.
Oh, thank you for saying that. And um, there's no doubt that you could start one way, at school, and as you experience things, change. You're going to change. You're going to keep growing. You're going to keep evolving. And I'm really glad that you did not just do so within your space, but that, you took advantage of this opportunity to share. Because I think there are a lot of kids out there that were in that situation, that are in the situation you were in. I apologize. And they are also facing unintentional pressure to, almost change a very innate part of who they are in order to accommodate what society expects, especially for you to excel, right? And there are other ways to do that. And I guess one of the things I really want to share too is, part of what I have to do is my editing, is story development. Um, and I remember going back to Caitlin and asking her, can you give an example or an anecdote, or something that actually did happen as a result of you taking these steps? And she was able to share that, um, and it made the results of what you did very tangible.
Thank
Right?
you.
Yeah, it did. So I'm curious, did your parents read this chapter? Did they give you any feedback, or they're reading it when they get the book?
They're gonna read it when they get the book, because I
Are you
wanted it. Yeah.
nervous?
Yeah, a little, because of course, my parents don't know me in public, like at school. They don't know how I act. So I think this would be also maybe an also great opportunity for parents to know what kids actually go through in school when they're by themselves and when they have to kind of socialize and navigate the world without their parents. So I
Yes.
think that'd be really great. And I also wanted my parents to be able to experience my story, but along with the other stories from the other authors for this book, so they can have like a more holistic view of student life at school.
Wonderful. Are you nervous about sharing with your friends?
A little, but I'm also excited.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, thank you for your dedication to, you know, doing what you needed to do to put your best foot forward and then some for this project. I'm thrilled for you. I believe, like with Selena, this is just the start of a beautiful journey in exploring your writing. There's so many other ways that you could go with your writing as well. um, into the fictional realm, if you like, if that's something that interests you. Actually, sci-fi fantasy for young adults is like the second biggest genre ever. So do not lose that passion that you have inside, that you can see it through your smile. So thank you so
Thank
much for being
you.
here. I'm going to bring you backstage and I will talk
Mhm.
with you very soon.
Of course. But also, like Selena said, thank you, because without you, with your advice and your feedback, none of this would have happened. So we're so thankful for you.
Very, very proud of you, and you're very welcome. Bye bye. No matter how many of these I do, I never get tired of it. I can't. Each time it's a different book, it's a different set of authors. I always feel moved to tears, but like nobody wants to see me crying live, right? Really. I'm going to give a big shout out and thank you to my sister, Nadia. She's in Canada and she tuned in from YouTube. She has been with me on this incredible journey of all these books that I do. And I shared with her about this particular book because I was so very excited. And I know that she's purchasing it um, for her son, my nephew, who's a very mature 12-year-old and loves to read. And I can't even imagine how a book like this would likely, in some sense, if not prepare, lessen the anxiety of some of the things he might face as he continues in his education. So if you have not purchased a copy of the book, it is just $4.99 for the Kindle version. And I'm asking you to step up and support for $5. It's a cup of coffee. And please, with your purchase, you also get the opportunity to get into DM with me with that receipt. Let us raffle off a chapter in next year's volume 2 of Between Bells. This is something you might want to give to a young person in your life, whether or not they're a relative. This is an opportunity to encourage other young writers to step up. So I have one more person in the back room. Unfortunately, it says their device is not connected. I'm going to bring them up though, and we're going to see if we're able to bring them on. Okay. So unfortunately, I am not able to do so. All right, guys. So I guess with that, we are going to wrap up a little bit early. We will do this again because I really want some of the other students to have the opportunity to come on and speak with you. Um, and Yvette is also, just so you know, a teacher. So it's wonderful to have so many educators here in the audience because they're here not just as educators but as parents as well. I have a little something coming to you guys. It may take a little bit because I'm having it redesigned. But Guiding Brilliant Writers has its own merch, and this little keychain here actually says, "One day I'll be a writer." I'm having this revamped to say I am a published writer, and this is going to be mailed to Echo. She's going to get this to all of you. And I hope that you put it on your backpack and wear it with pride, or use it with pride, because this is a very big accomplishment and a dream for many. And they go through life thinking it's not something they can achieve, and they don't. So, oh goodness. All right. So I'm just kidding. Just in the nick of time, Nick sees Daniel Lynn backstage. So I am going to bring Daniel right on up because we have just about 13 minutes left in the show. Daniel, welcome to the stage. Hello, and how are you? Can you see me?
Yes.
Hi.
I'm doing okay.
I really appreciate you being able to make it. It is so wonderful to meet you. Well, not meet you because I've met you guys on Zoom. What am I talking about? But to have you here, I should say, with us. Oh, it looks like someone else just joined backstage as well. That's good. So we might run over a little bit. Daniel, Graphite Respite. That was your chapter. How are you feeling today? I mean, are you feeling like this is really weird, or did this really happen? Did I really say yes to this? I'm glad I did. How do you feel?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess this is really like, I think it's been a pretty neat experience just being able to write something. This is the first time I've like wrote something, I guess, for a book or anything like that. So that's fun.
And so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you continue. I wanted to say some more thoughts on what I wrote, but
Go right ahead. This is all about you.
okay. Well, I think I probably could have, in terms of like what I wrote, I think there were probably like some more ideas I wanted to express or communicate, but I think the final product that I made was a pretty decent like reflection of what I thought. But I do wish like that maybe I could have gone more in depth, but as it is, I feel as if though what I wrote was already fairly lengthy, so I didn't go too much in depth. Otherwise, I might have added more.
Listen, it was a very well written chapter. It was very deep. And some of these chapters in here are, I mean, you have to read them twice to really get through the writing style and then get to the messages in the story. And there were so many. This is just the tip of the iceberg. You can explore writing, you can continue to do this. And you can start putting together a compilation of short stories if you want, or you can take this and you can expand on it. So this is not the end of it, right? How do you feel about your friends finding out about sharing this with your friends?
I'll be honest. I wouldn't. I suppose I wouldn't mind, but I guess I don't know if most of my friends would be interested in this kind of thing. No flack to them, of course, but yeah, of course. Like I wouldn't mind like sharing them or them finding out of their own volition. I think that would be really neat. But I'd be pretty surprised if, I guess, the latter instance they found out their own volition happened. But wouldn't mind at all. I think it would be really neat and cool to see how they would be able to sort of experience what me and some other people who are like pretty exceptionally good at writing are able to create together.
But that's a good segue into this question from Yvette here, who's also a teacher. Do you find a lot of encouragement at your school to help all students find their purpose and passions for the future? Because if writing is one of them, and you're saying you're not sure how it will be received necessarily, I guess young people are into a lot of other things other than just writing. But do you feel that it's something that the schools help encourage the students to find their purpose, even if it's not writing and passions for the future, or they're very driven to what they feel education is in terms of a linear type of way?
Well, I can't really speak for every school. I think the school I'm at right now is pretty like encouraging of helping students explore what they want to do and see, or like what they want to pursue as their interests. But I know there are definitely like some schools that are more linear. I think I'm pretty, I would say, lucky to have a school where it's like, I guess they're fairly encouraging of you pursuing what you want to pursue. And I think I would say my school is fairly encouraging of students, and I think that's probably a good thing. Like it helps our passions and like I guess hone in one specific or like a couple specific talents that we want to pursue and excel at heading into the future.
I think that's great that your school is the way that it is. Kids definitely need encouragement to be able to explore things outside of what the academics offer, without feeling as if they're overstepping. So I am going to bring Crystal. I believe that's your mom. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to bring her to the stage. Hello, Crystal. How are you? Oh, you're on mute.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, good. How are you?
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I came on late because I was at work, and yeah, I'm still at work. Just kind of get a moment to talk.
And the biggest thank you for joining us and being here to support Daniel and the other boys. How do you feel today?
Thank you, Nicole. Nick, good overall. Yeah, happy and excited for everyone, the kids, and for you too. Like it's a big project going on for months. Finally, it's launched and it's taking off. So yeah, I'm really happy and proud of them. Yeah.
Good. Yes, it does. It has has taken some time, but it's certainly worth it, and it's here now, and it's come to fruition, and people in the audience are buying the book, and that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. We want people to read the book, and in fact, Stephen Eng up here in the comments, Stephen works in a library here in New York. And so I know that the young adult section, for example, is one section that they're always looking for books for. So I think I'll have to have a chat with him. So I have a question for you. Do you feel that there's anything you learned about? Did you read Daniel's chapter already, or are you going to be reading it when the book publishes? Or
Yeah,
when?
I think I glanced at it. Yes.
So, do you feel there's anything you learned about your son during this journey of the writing project itself, or his story that perhaps you didn't quite understand, or it was something new that you learned that you weren't even aware of? Do you think?
Yeah, probably I did. Yeah, because I feel like there's a different side of him that he doesn't really verbalize it so much, but he expresses it in his writing a lot. So in high school, yeah.
I'm very glad. Do you think that that's something that has potentially helped you guys to connect better? And that, I guess that question would be for both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would say so. It's definitely, I guess, helped that I think this sort of writing served to like as a way for me to sort of express a lot of how I felt that I maybe wasn't able to like outwardly, I guess, articulate or speak to maybe my mom and some of my other family members in regards to like some of my interests. So I guess that's pretty interesting.
Yes. And I'm very glad for that, because it's meant to be a very empowering journey of being able to find and own your voice. And oftentimes, like you say, verbalizing is not easy, right? Sometimes things just don't come out the way you wanted to. They aren't received the way you wanted to. Um, and this is an opportunity certainly for them to read, but not just read, but ask questions too, because you put something forth that you can now turn around and have them ask questions to allow you to further express the depth of what it is you're trying to share. Um, See, he said you got super articulate when you started talking. So you're on that. That's what happens. And with the writing, it's it pairs back and forth with the verbalizing. I think the more that you write, the more you want to speak, or the better you speak, and vice versa. Danielle, what is one message that you want any young person reading your story to walk away with?
I think maybe just try and like pursue what you're good at and don't like let other people bog you down or inhibit you. There isn't like any like one linear set path that you should have to feel like expected to conform to. And that I guess like additionally, right?
Yes.
I
Very
think
well said.
if you want to like pursue what you enjoy, it has to be on your own terms rather than someone else's. That's the only way that like anything sort of conductive is going to come about it. Because like I guess if someone takes what you enjoy and wants you to do something with it on their terms, it sort of becomes like I guess warped into what they would rather have you do over you. That's probably one of the ideas I guess I could have stood to express more in my writing, but like I said, it was already fairly lengthy already, so maybe that particular facet wasn't delved into as much. But I think just the first takeaway I mentioned, that you should feel free to do what you enjoy and pursue what drives you on your own terms and not feel inhibited by other people. I think that still rings true with what I was able to put out there.
You will be able to go deeper, because one of the reasons this show, The Person Behind the Pen, was created is so that the people who write with the publishing company can come back 6 months down the line, a year down the line, and do an excerpt reading from their book. And it's a great opportunity for you to dive deeper in that case, because yes, you have to discover your purpose. Not everybody has the opportunity in life to earn a living doing something that they enjoy. And when you do something that you enjoy, and it becomes about why another person wants you to do it, that inspiration and motivation starts to take on a different look and feel. I know it because I live it. I went from a completely different industry into publishing. Um, and as I left my corporate job to do this, it also became the bread and butter of my job, whereas I had a job before. So now I have to earn as well as I have to continue to fulfill my purpose. And that is a very difficult balance to walk, right? So a lot of times you could feel that pressure of society of these are the jobs that pay. You need to become a lawyer, you need to become a doctor. And there are other paths and there are other riches in life outside of the financial riches. So I want to thank you so much both for being here. Crystal, I'm
Thank
glad
you.
you were able to make it. I will see you both backstage, okay?
All right. Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you.
You're welcome. I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I am beyond proud of these young people. Um, There's so much admiration for them, so much respect for their parents to present them with this opportunity, to support them throughout the opportunity. I mean, these parents have gone out and purchased like 10 books. Okay. They want to support their kids. And this is a tangible way to do it. This is a way to show that, hey, I am hearing you. I am listening. So if you enjoy this episode, please share it with someone. Ask them to check out the replay. Ask them to make comments. The kids need to see who are supporting them. And you can scan this QR code and certainly go and get a copy of the book. And with that, I'm going to run one short video one last time to celebrate the authors before we bring this to an end.